Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And for this video, I will show you how to do this really cute snowflake jelly sandwich nail. And for this, you will need a lint roller or tape, a duster brush, dip powder, preferably jelly or transparent powder, or you can mix your own, acetone, paper towels, smudge-free top coat, stamping polish, 3-step dip liquids, scraping card for your stamper, a jelly stamper, and a stamping plate, or plates, whatever stamps you want to use. And for this, I made my own mix, and I mixed 3 colors, and you can make your own jelly colors by mixing any dip by adding 1 part color to 2 parts clear. It'll keep that same color, but it'll be transparent, which you need it to be in order to get that jelly sandwich look. Like jelly sandwich, it needs to be transparent so you can see through it. Yeah, super easy to make. I've made one before in a video, and I can do another video showing exactly how I mix stuff as well. But this is just all the supplies that I'm using. Everything's from Sparkle & Co. And my stamper, my jelly stamper, I don't remember where I got it from, but any jelly stamp will work. And my stamping plate, polish, and scraper card are all from Bundle Monster, but is now known as Maniology. Okay, and so typically you would prep your nails. My nails are already done, so I'm doing it on a swatch. But prep your nails like normal. Do your pH prep or whatever you want on them. And we're going to go in with our first coat of dip powder. So what we're going to do is we're just going to make sure we do thin coats of base bond. This will help prevent it from getting lumpy, especially since we're going to add another coat of dip on this swatch. So just try to keep your base coat really thin. You want really thin, nice coats, because then it helps from having to buff a lot as well. But we're just going to do a normal dip, and you'll see this swatch will look blue, like kind of blue tinted, and then it'll look white because one of the colors I used is a color changer and it goes from blue to white. But we're just going to do one dip and brush off your extra powder. And I use a duster brush for this, but I would recommend getting a nail scrub brush because it gets all the powder out of your cuticles as well. And then we're going to go in with our second coat and just do another dip in your powder. And I would recommend wiping your brush off on a paper towel before putting it back into the bottle, so that way no powder transfers back in there. Okay, and just doing our second dip and brushing off our extra powder. As you can see, it's a really pretty light blue. When it's warm, it'll be white, and when it's cold, it turns blue, kind of like the color in the jar, a little bit brighter. But there's this, and now that we have 2 dips done, we're going to go in with our first layer of stamps. And I say layer because we're going to sandwich it in between the dip powder. It gives you that 3D look, and that's the whole point of the jelly. It's called a jelly sandwich because you're sandwiching your design or stamp in your coats of dip. But you don't need to use a stamp if you don't want to. You can use decals. But just a tip, when you are prepping your stamper, never buff it or put acetone on it. It'll completely ruin your stamper. Just go over it with a piece of tape or a lint roller, and it'll clean it up and make it nice and sticky. And pick your designs you want, and for this I'm using 2 different snowflakes just to give it a little bit extra. You don't have to do multiple, you could just do one. But what I'm going to do is paint about half of our stamp with our polish, and then I'm going to take my scraper card. You could use in whatever you want to scrape it, but these little scrapers typically come with stamping kits. And I'm just going to take it and swipe the polish over the design to cover the whole thing. And I'm going to take my stamper and pick up my snowflake and a tip, push it straight down, and if you do too much pressure, it might not pick it up, so just be gentle. And then just place it wherever you want on your nail or your swatch. And there's one snowflake, and then we're going to do the same thing again with the same exact snowflake. And to clean the polish up, just hit it with your lint roller or tape, and it'll pick up all the extra polish off of it and whatnot. So now, same thing over the same snowflake. I'm just going to paint it on and scrape it off. And just a tip as well, when you're stamping, you can go over the same design like twice before cleaning the plate, but once you go over it twice, I would recommend cleaning it off before going in with a third, just to make sure you pick up your whole design. And then just gently push down and pull up, and there's our second snowflake. And as you can see through the clear jelly stamper when you're stamping. So that's why I recommend using clear jelly stampers. You can use whatever you want, but I like to be able to see exactly where I'm putting it. So I always do clear. But now I'm going to switch and do a different snowflake, and just going to paint over half of it, same exact method, and scrape it with the card, and then we're going to place that on top of our nail as well. And you can, when you stamp your designs, you can do whatever you want. You can do one big whole nail stamp. I like doing individual because then I can stagger them and, no snowflakes match. So it gives it kind of that unique look, but just going to stagger them. And now to clean off my stamping plate, I'm just going to take a paper towel. Sorry, I moved this stuff out of the way. I'm just going to take a paper towel and get some acetone on it, and I'm just going to wipe the polish right off of my stamping plate. And never put acetone on your jelly stamper. Use tape or a lint roller, but just getting all the polish off my stamper, so it's going to be ready for my next use. And there we are. Okay, and so now, since we have our snowflake stamped, I don't want to go straight in with my base bond or it's going to smear my snowflakes. So this is my trick for no smearing. I'm going to take my smudge free top coat, and I'm going to take a little amount and just go over the snowflakes. So I'm not going to paint my whole nail, just the design. And this smudge free top coat is from Maniology. It's my favorite. It's amazing. I'm just going to paint it over my snowflakes so that way it seals them in and they're not going to smear. Nothing is worse when you get your stamps to look good and then it smears. So go over a smudge-free top coat and let that dry for, I don't know, I'd say about 30 seconds maybe. Not very long. And also I will link all these products and list them in the description so you know where to find them. But now that that has dried a little bit, I'm going to go straight in with my base bond, and I'm going to do another dip of my same powder. And because I painted over the smudge-free top coat, as you can see, no smearing whatsoever. I'm going over it several times, no smears. That smudge-free top coat sealed those snowflakes in. But now make sure you wipe your brush on a paper towel just in case some of it wasn't dry. I don't want it to get into the bottle. But there's my next dip, and as you can see, since I mixed a whole bunch of clear into it, it is still see-through, which is what you want because you want it to look kind of 3D dimensional. So, yep, just make sure you're mixing a lot of clear. I would do 1 part color, 2 parts clear in your mixes or any jelly dip that you already have. Okay, so now we're going to go in with our second layer of stamps, and I used 2 of the same snowflake last time and then 1 of the other. So now I'm going to switch it and do 2 stamps of the one I used last time and then 1 of the original snowflake, if that makes sense. And I'm just going to stagger them as well, and it works really well if you overlap your stamps. It kind of gives it more dimension. I don't think I did a little bit overlapping, but not too much. But yeah, I just like how it looks. So just kind of stagger your snowflakes. And for anyone interested in any of the Sparkle & Co products that I used, you can find them at sparkleandco.com. Feel free to use code SPARKLE10 for 10% off your order and always free shipping over $25. You can also type my name in the notes at checkout to receive a $9 credit on your first purchase. Or if you subscribe to a subscription bag, you'll receive an $18 credit if you use me as a referral. And the color changing blue that I use, these are not subscription colors. These are actually VIP colors and will be available on January 1st. And also this stamping method with doing the top, I would recommend doing this method anytime you stamp. Always go over your design with your smudge-free top coat because I promise you it won't smear. You can go over it with base bond, go over it with whatever you want, and it's not going to smear as long as you seal it in with the smudge-free top coat. And only paint, I mean, you probably could do the whole nail. I just paint over the design itself. But you can also do this exact jelly sandwich nail. The only thing, you could do it with gel, as long as your gel is see-through, which you can do by mixing like gel top coat with a color. Will give you a jelly or transparent gel. You can do it with nail polish, obviously mixing clear polish with colored polish, or my favorite method is the dip powder, which, like I said, it's about a 2-to-1 ratio of clear to color powder, but super easy to do, super fun. And jelly sandwich is just transparent base or dip or gel or whatever you want, and a designed sandwich between it. And you can do your designs with decals, tape, anything you want. But here I'm just going back over my new snowflakes with my smudge-free top coat. And like I said, I will link in the description where you can buy these products at. But here's what we have so far. And as you can see, it's getting kind of 3D looking, like some snowflakes in the background, which is what you want. Super pretty. And so I could stop here. Like I could just solidify right now and then, you know, add a clear dip if I want to seal it in. But I'm going to go in with one more layer of snowflakes and dip. So I'm going to just paint on my base bond, and I'm going to dip it into my color one more time. And then after that, you could solidify or do your last layer of stamps, do your top coat, and then go in with solidify and finish your manicure like normal. But what I'm going to do is I like 3 layers. I like how it looks, which does mean I'm doing an extra dip. You don't have to do this. You can stop whenever you want, but I like the more layers, the more dimension it gives. And also for this, normally I would have solidified and, you know, finished my manicure. But for this one, I'm going to do my final dip. I'm going to skip buffing and go straight into my final stamps. You don't have to do it this way. I did because it's on a swatch. But if I was doing it on my nails, I would have stopped right there on that after this last dip, and I would have solidified, waited, buffed, because it's going to seal in those stamps. So buff smooth, solidify again, and then I would have gone into my last stamps and then finished like normal. But for this, like I said, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to go straight into my final stamps. And for these stamps, I'm going to start with that first snowflake I did and just, like I said, go back and forth. So 2 of this one of the other. And I'm going to stagger them again. This time they're going to kind of overlap a little bit of my original stamps. So that way, I mean, you can still see you'll see all 3 layers of stamps. It looks really, really pretty. And if anybody is trying to stamp and can't figure out how to do it, a lot of the reason could be which polish you're using. So I would recommend getting a stamping polish. Maniology has really great ones. Born Pretty has some good ones. Or Sparkle & Co.'s Luxe nail polishes are a little bit thicker consistency than normal nail polish. They're really good quality, and those work really well for stamping too because they're a little bit thicker. But once you're done stamping, make sure you put your cover back on your jelly stamper after you clean it, so that way nothing gets on it and it doesn't get damaged. And to clean this, I'm just going with some acetone, cleaning off my stamping plate, making sure I don't leave any polish on there, which if you do, it's really not a huge deal because you can always wipe it off next time, but I like stuff clean before I put it away. So, yep. And then I will also type in which stamping plate I used if this is one you're interested in, if they still carry it. And then acetone to clean off my scraper as well. And everything will be cleaned up and ready to put away. Okay, and so I'm going to take my smudge-free top coat and I'm going to go over my new snowflakes with that. And remember, keep this layer really thin. You don't need a whole lot. It's just enough to cover your snowflakes so they don't smear. I'm not painting my whole nail with this. Even though I'm sure you could, it would be okay, but I'm not going to. Just going over those new stamps. Okay, and so here's how it looks with our smudge-free top coat on. You can see all the nice layers of stamps in there. It gives it that 3D kind of look. Really pretty, really nice and wintry and Christmassy. And then now we're going to go in with our Solidify, which a lot of people know as Activator. And I'm going to do a nice good amount of Solidify on here because I want it to soak through all 4 layers of dip. So just make sure you get a good amount on there. And then I'm going to let that sit for about 1 or 2 minutes. So it dries. Normally I would wait about a minute, buff, solidify again, but I'm going to go into my top coat. So good amount of Solidify, wait about 1 to 2 minutes. And here's what it looks like so far. Super pretty. Okay, and so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my first coat of Glossy top coat, and you want to keep this layer thin, and you want to wipe your brush off after you, oh, very important too, when you go in, before you do your top coat, wipe your nail with a paper towel. But I'm going to go in with my first coat of Glossy, and you want to keep this coat thin, and I would say try to keep it down to about 3 or 4 thin strokes. And then I'm going to wipe off my top coat brush before I put it back into the bottle. As you can see, my color had changed to white from the heat of the Glossy coat. Super cute, super pretty. You can still see the snowflakes. But now I'm going to wait, since my first layer is done, I'm going to wait until the top coat shrinks down to the nail. And I'm going to go over it with my second and final coat of top coat. And this one you can do a little bit thicker, little bit faster, all that fun stuff. Take your time with it. But we're going to let that dry for 2 minutes and our nail will be finished. So here is what it looks like after our second coat of Glossy. Super pretty, and up close it kind of looks almost like quartzy, if that makes sense. Kind of like icy and stuff. But I love this technique and I love this design. So if you have any questions trying to do this, please reach out and let me know. And I will help you in any way that I can. Okay, so now that we've seen our final look, this is warm. This is white, you know, my color turned white. And this is what it looks like warm. And I'm going to dip it in some ice water so you can see what it looks like cold compared to warm. And I don't know, jelly stamps are fun when you do temp changers. But this is what it looks like, blue and white, super wintry, super pretty. And like I said, this is called the jelly sandwich nail. Anybody can do it. It's incredibly easy. If you want to see me do it again or any videos mixing colors, please just let me know. Always looking for video ideas and would love to know what you guys want to see. But here is our final look. And I hope you enjoyed. Like I said, leave me a comment with any videos you would like to see. I'm willing to do whatever you want. We can do this method with decals instead. It's up to you. And here is our final look, and as you can see, it's kind of quartzy. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, follow on Instagram, and let me know of some videos you would like to see. Deuces and smooches.